Today I'm in London and I'm going to be briefing you on the big threats to look out for if you're visiting this city in 2026. And I come at it from a no bullshit perspective. I know the police around here, I've worked security as a bodyguard, close protection in this town, and I know what types of people commit what types of crimes. I'm going to give you the ethnicity, I'm going to give you the look, the dress, everything. There's no political correctness here. These are the facts you need to know if you're detecting threats on the ground in this city.
Through pedestrians.
Crime trends come and go just like anything else. It's kind of fashion. What can they get away with at the moment? What is everyone doing at the moment?
Threats minor, threats major. Minor, threat to belongings, phone snatching, pickpocketing. Major, potential threat to life, we've got terrorism, crypto kidnap. Let's start off with the minor threats. Not going to die, but it'll be inconvenient.
3/4 of all phone thefts in the UK are in London, according to the Met Police. And in the past 4 years, the number has tripled from more than 28,000 in 2020 to over 80,000 in 2024.
One phone gets stolen every 6 minutes in London, and on this street, Oxford Street, it's 18 every single day. So if you're walking down here, have your wits about you and don't have it out on the street.
Yeah. Look, making that bread that hard though, young G shit for that cargo. I get high when I'm at the top, I'm at climb Kilimanjaro. When I pull up and clear up shop, I need the re like ASAP Rock. Tell them man that I'm just like time, why you can't put me in a box. Don't know what them.
So the criminals are coming from areas outside of central London, and they're gangsters basically, little gang roadmen they call them. They will quite often be wearing all black clothing with a balaclava. It's not uncommon for you to see youths wearing balaclavas around these parts, which is an annoying thing. But also my friends in the police tell me that they've started wearing full-on lycra cycling clothing to blend in. And I forgot to mention, they're usually on e-bikes or mopeds or electric scooters. That way they can zip in and out, snatch phones and be gone in a number of seconds. It's a very effective moneymaker for them, and they're very good at it. So the ethnicity of these lads, usually young men, aged between 15 and 25, and they are of mixed race, light-skinned and
black. Basically had a lot of Caribbean and African immigration from the 1950s to 1970s. These guys' granddads moved over, a lot of them settled in London, and now they make up a high percentage of the gang members around the city. Here's you've got another guy who's kind of mixed race, you would say, and here's a group of them, and look at the dress. This is typical of the gangsters in London. Also we have a lot of Bangladeshi and Indian gangsters in East London that do the same activities. So always look for the black clothing, the balaclava and the e-bikes. Pickpockets next. London's been dealing with these for centuries. Have a look at these two females here setting up on an unexpected tourist, most likely. For this particular crime we are looking for women, which is rare in the criminal world. They can get away with a lot more than men can. They normally work in pairs or more. They rarely work alone, because as we can see with these two here, one is usually the distraction, or the one that stands and holds you up at front, and the one that does the attack is behind. So they usually use the distraction, and the distractor can also be a lookout and also back them up if it gets physical afterwards. So be careful, they're always working in twos. These two have got caught, which I like to see. You might notice they're not white English, they are Romani gypsies. They're from Romania and Bulgaria. The ethnicity can sometimes be confused with Egyptian or even Afghani. They are masters of disguise. As you can see here, they're dressed as Muslim women when they're not Muslim women. They're Romani gypsies. They will blend into any environment because it's crucial. Take note of the ethnicity because they are active all over Europe and London. The ball and cup game is a tactic they use. It's their favourite scam. They'll have a crowd of them. They're all family members. You can tell them by their ethnicity, and they'll be luring in tourists to gamble in the game. Their friends who are in on it, who are in the crowd, will look like they're winning money. As you can see here, they keep coming, they keep doubling their money, and they're trying to get you to play, and then they'll trick you. It's not a fair game. You're not going to win. But the important thing to know about this is they're not just winning off the game, they're luring tourists into a distraction, and then they're going to pickpocket you while you're distracted looking at what's going on. And they'll be very loud and very excited, and they'll draw you in. They even have a lookout. They always actually have a lookout, and it's good to stand at afar and watch these at play, because you'll get a good read on the behaviours on how to detect them. They're very common on a lot of the bridges that go over the River Thames. The police know about them, and when they actually see the police coming, you'll see them just get signalled and then collect their little balls and cups and scatter very quickly. Do not play the game. Do not get scammed. Just keep hold of your wallets and your belongings as you go by. Dirty little scoundrels. Terrorism.
So in terms of terrorism threat, we got to look out for our vehicle ramming attacks. That's a big one these days because it's so easy for them to source a vehicle and use it as a deadly weapon. And also knife wielding attackers. It's like a commando style assault, but they just run through with knives taped to both hands, and they just slash anyone that they can get their hands on. Yeah.
A single attacker using a car as his weapon, mowing down people on a bridge to the British Parliament.
You can see the car as it barrels across the bridge, highlighted there on the right. Then watch, a woman near the middle of the bridge falls, landing in the water.
The attacker crashing his car, then going after a police officer, stabbing him. Authorities finally stopping the attack with a bullet. The alleged terrorist did not survive.
That's the favoured method. A vehicle smashes through a crowd and they get out and start stabbing people. Markets like Borough have had 2 attacks in this vicinity. The vehicle smashed through crowds up on this bridge, London Bridge, and then they ran down into the market. This was another attack on the same bridge just 2 years later, where a knife-wielding attacker just started slashing people. Members of the public took him down using makeshift weapons that they found, and then the police arrived and slotted him. It was a horrendous attack. They don't just target busy public areas, they target transport systems, trains. Essentially, this is a choke point, basically, because you cannot escape. You're trapped in there, whoever's on there. It wasn't even that long ago, November 1st, 2025, a guy just randomly started stabbing 11 people inside a train on its way into London. It was from Cambridge to London, and this is the guy here. It was classed as not terrorism, they say, but, you know, you start stabbing 11 random people, then you are a terrorist, in my eyes. This guy, have a look.
Bombs aren't such a big threat these days. They could happen again. Obviously, we had the 2007 multiple bombings all across this city, but it's not seeming to be a current trend. But if you ever see a package or anything on the side that looks suspicious, then report it and stay away from it.
The authorities are always foiling plots in London and UK. Some we hear about and some we don't. Go.
After a 5-month counter-terror investigation, police take down Walid Sardawi in a hotel car park in Bolton. He was there to collect 2 assault rifles, a handgun and 200 rounds of ammunition from a car driven by a man he thought was a fellow extremist. That man was an undercover operative. The guns had been deactivated. Sardawi convicted today for plotting what could have become Britain's worst ever mass shooting attack. The second would-be attacker, Ammar Hussain, was, according to Sardawi, a veteran of Saddam's army in Iraq. When arrested, Hussain said he was proud to be a terrorist, that it meant protecting Islam.
Have a look at these fellas. It's not exactly John James and Dave Smith, is it? I don't even have to say what groups these together and why you should take notice of them on the street. It's past the point of return at this point. I'm not even... yeah, you know what I mean. Anyway, because our authorities are very good and they are apprehending all these kind of terrorists when they're in the acquisition of weapons phase, That is great for us, but it also means that it's driving these terrorists to get easier means, and they see the success of vehicle ramming attacks and how easy it is to get knives, obviously, and those are the methods that they're favouring because there's a lot of risk involved for them sourcing rifles and explosives. So that's why we see the trends that we see. Next up, crypto kidnap. This isn't relevant for everyone, but the lessons behind it are. There's so many incidences of gangs targeting people for their cryptocurrency all over the world, and it's very big in London.
In broad daylight, a woman is dragged along the sidewalk by men in ski masks toward a delivery van. The young woman manages to throw the attacker's gun away. Passers-by, including this man with a fire extinguisher, then start to intervene and the would-be kidnappers flee the scene. The van speeds away, with the assailants making a close escape. Among the witnesses, the victim's spouse, who was injured as he intervened.
That is in France, but my contacts in the police tell me it's happening in the UK a lot. This one right here is actually in the UK, and it's not that long ago. For the record, you never want to be taken off the street. You have to fight as hard as you can. Do not get taken, because if you're taken somewhere else, a secondary location, your chances are very slim. There's one big method all these gangs are using to find their targets, and that is scanning social media. Like me, you're probably not a crypto millionaire, but just be careful what you post when you're in and around London and where you tag, because evil eyes are always watching. The big question is, where is dangerous in London? The truth is, you can get touched anywhere and everywhere in London. There are places like in the London Banana, search that online or you can see it on the screen here, that are considered safer. Criminals don't tend to live in those areas, but they do travel in there to target tourists.
There's a lot of sad things to talk about there, but the good news is the counter to all of these types of threats is the exact same tool that you should be mastering, and that tool is situational awareness, SA we call it. If you're ever out in London, if you're ever visiting a busy market, if you're going to these tourist places, shopping on a busy street, make sure there's one of you in your party, and if you're watching this, I suggest that person is you, mate, that is aware of their surroundings. So you're not hindering your senses with headphones or being on the phone or anything like that. You're standing with your head up and you're present in the environment. So you're looking about and you're easily see the entryways, the exit ways, and if you're ever stationary anywhere, stand in a tactical position so your back is protected and you can see the likely way the threat's going to come from if we're thinking about terrorism or vehicle ramming attacks, but also the minor things that could ruin your holiday, your vacation. Pickpockets, robberies, phone snatches, you know, they do not target situationally aware people. It's just a red flag for them. They don't even bother because they can't get the drop on you. So if you're practicing situational awareness, they won't even see you as a target, plus you'll spot them first. And for those more morbid topics, terrorism, then you're going to detect that threat before everyone else in the area, and you're going to physically be moving your little ones or your family out there, off of the X. Well, that's it for this video. Old Winston Churchill's back there, looking down, probably not very happy with the state of the world, state of our country. So please subscribe, like and comment any questions you have. There's plenty more where this come from, and if you're interested in what you can do and how you can prepare, then grab a copy of my book, Man, Protect, Fulfill Your Primal Duty. It's out on Amazon, and get yourself fit and ready, because we're taking our country back.
Celebrations, and I ain't fishing, I ain't really into baiting. I know they all wish I take away they made it, but sorry I'm taking me and my